What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about why Norway has the best educational system in the world. Norway. If I hadn't been watching and reacting to Norway for the last few weeks, I would have had no idea, or I would have been very surprised to learn this. But now that I know a little bit more about how incredible Norway is and how it's beating everyone on the planet at everything, it doesn't surprise me that Norway would be considered having one of the best educational systems in the entire world. I don't know any details on that, which is why I am interested in watching this video. I want to know what exactly is it about Norway's education that is so good? And are we talking about, high school, kindergarten, very young kids? Are we talking about university education? What parts of the Norwegian education are so good? And how does it all work? Like, in America, it's a very, very streamlined process where you're young, you go to school for 12 years, then you graduate from high school and you go to college for 4 years, get a degree, and then get a job. In theory, that's how it works. And I'm wondering if Norway is similar. So there's actually quite a few things here that I'm wondering about. So anyway, there's only one way that I'm gonna find out, and that's by watching the video. So let's watch.
We are sure that most of you are aware about the richness and beauty of the Scandinavian countries like Norway. But in today's video, we're taking a look at their education system, which is considered to be world class.
Man, Norway is beautiful. Everyone's rich, or sorta. And it has the best education. Why does Norway have everything?
So let's understand what makes Norway's education system ideal for the rest of the world, and what opportunities it can bring to us all.
Okay.
Introduction. As we mentioned earlier, Norway is one of the rich Scandinavian countries that has one of the best standards of living across the globe.
I just realized maybe Norway is so successful and wealthy because the people in Norway are so well educated. Maybe it all makes sense. Maybe it's all connected. Wow. Of course.
Everything here is pretty expensive, but the education here is completely free.
This is the total opposite of the United States, and it makes me sad that we could have it better. We could be like Norway, but we're not. Oh my gosh, the education in the United States, well, there is public school that's free up until you're 18. So, okay, maybe, but university and college, that will put you in debt for years.
Yes, you heard that right. Almost all schools in Norway are public schools funded by the government through the taxes collected, due to which education until high school is free. And
Okay. If we're talking about high school and before, that's all free in America as well. So that is similar. Thank goodness it's free. I mean, yeah, you want to give everyone in your country an equal opportunity to be at least educated up until high school, and then they can get further education if they want. So I think that's good and something we share.
And even the public universities do not charge tuition fees for the courses offered.
So there are free universities in Norway? That's wild. That's amazing. That's amazing.
In 2018, the Norwegian government proposed an increase in the state budget of 11.74 million US dollars for efforts on early intervention in kindergarten, along with primary and lower secondary school, and with 23.48 million US dollars toward efforts on early intervention provided to municipalities through their free income to administer these public schools. But first,
man, this is so good. It makes so much sense to invest in your kids, invest in your country's education, invest in that, and you're investing in your nation's future. America doesn't do that. We're just obsessed with corporations and investing in those. But we don't invest in our teachers, our schools. It's sad. We could learn something, for sure.
Let us understand how this nation managed to create such a well-designed education system in the first place.
Okay.
The past.
Oh.
If you look at any country in the world, including the United States, privatization in the education system and poorly designed certified courses have either made higher education unaffordable or has discouraged students from taking up higher education post-high school altogether.
Exactly. It's been privatized. It's now universities are businesses. They want to make money, and that's not good. These should be publicly funded places to make your country better. It's for the people. And yeah, they do cost a lot of money.
But in 1997 in Norway, the primary and middle school education system was reformed, and a new curriculum was implemented. Under this reform, the local municipalities were made responsible to run public schools until the middle school level, and up until 2005, private schools were practically illegal in the country.
Wow, see, that's the thing is we have private schools in America, and they want to make money, and that causes problems when we're talking about education and access for everyone. You want everyone to have access. So it's cool that Norway is willing to experiment and make changes to its educational system, because America just seems scared or unwilling to even try to change things.
This resulted in strengthening the quality of education provided by public schools, as all children, regardless of status, went to the same class of public school, putting a check on the level of education and facilities provided by public schools.
Wow, so the same education access for all people in Norway get access to the same education. Fantastic.
In 2006, private schools were made largely legal in Norway, and today there are several international schools and specialized schools that teach an English curriculum and are popular amongst the expatriates.
Okay.
Also in 2006, there was a reform made for improving the high school curriculum in Norway. But before getting to that, let us first understand the basic design of the education system in this.
Okay, before we get to that, I just have to say, again, it's so great. Norway proposing changes, suggesting ways to make high school better, to make other things in education better. That's so good that they're willing to do that, and America just is not. So yeah, I'm excited for them to explain to me how the educational system in Norway is actually set up, as far as what do you learn when? At what age do you learn or go to what school?
To that, let us first understand the basic design of the education system in this country.
Okay.
The school system.
Yeah.
Scientific studies have proven that students tend to learn better and faster when they are taught in their mother tongue. And owing to this fact, the entire education in schools in Norway is in the Norwegian language.
I mean, that makes sense.
Except for foreign language courses offered by these schools. All public schools have the same syllabus and standard of education, allowing parents in Norway to not worry about which school is the best in their town.
Really? In America, you literally have to go on Google and search for schools near your house, and you literally choose where you want to live based on the schools and how highly they're rated on Google. It's that different, where schools, you literally look at the ratings of different public schools in America because some are so different, and what they teach you and the quality of the teachers is so radically different from school to school that it affects where you want to live because your child will go to a school nearby. So yeah, it's so different than Norway. Wow.
The schooling system in Norway consists of 3 parts: primary school, middle school, and high school.
Okay, so in America, we have elementary school, middle school, high school. So it's same thing, same.
The primary school consists of grades between 1st to 7th, and these years are considered to be pretty relaxing for students.
So this is a little different. In America, it would be years first to fifth.
With only a few standardized tests. Middle school consists of grades 8 to 10. Students are given a choice of studying various electives and foreign languages as part of their will during middle school.
I think what the narrator is saying is taught is pretty similar. Primary school is pretty easy. Middle school has an introduction to languages and harder concepts, but the age ranges are a little different. In Norway, I think she said,
Various electives consists of grades 8 to 10.
8 to 10 in middle school. America, it would be grades 6 to, gosh, 7th. It's only 2 years. It's kind of strange now that I think about it. Because high school is, oh no, sorry. Middle school is 6th to 8th. High school is 9th to 12th. Okay. I had to think about it for a sec. So a little different than Norway.
Students are given a choice of studying various electives and foreign languages as part of their will during middle school, with a few extra standardized tests and continuous monitoring of grades. Middle school years are a little less relaxing for students.
Yep.
On the basis of their academic performance in the middle school, students are admitted to high schools where they can study from grades 11 to 13. Although the student
Wait. Does your performance in middle school in Norway determine what high school you can get into? Because in America, you pretty much go to the same primary school, middle school, high school, no matter how well you do. You wouldn't go to a different high school just because you did really well or bad. So I don't know if she meant to phrase it like that or not.
Students have a choice to quit schooling after graduating from middle school. The majority of students
Wait, what? You can quit school after middle school in Norway? Why would you want to quit school? To pick up like a trade skill or something?
Students have a choice to quit schooling after graduating from middle school. The majority of students continue on their schooling into high school, since there are hardly any jobs available for the middle school graduates.
Oh.
In high school, students choose from 3 streams, which help them decide if they want to prepare themselves for university education or take more creative and artistic subjects, or pursue a combination of both.
What? This is so cool. This is different than America. In America, you're pretty much told that you need to go to college or university, or you're not going to have any opportunities, which is not true. You don't have to go to university. There's plenty of opportunities in America. It's just high schools don't really want to tell you that for some reason. But in Norway, it sounds like they actually have you identify what you'd like to do with your future and take classes accordingly, which makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. So that's definitely better.
The reforms in 2006, which we mentioned earlier, has helped in providing the choice between vocational and general studies' path during high school.
Yeah.
The students also have an option to spend 1 year or longer of high school in a foreign country as an exchange student.
Wow.
The education that makes you happy.
Norway just gives you a lot more options as a student, which is always better to have more control, more options available to you, to do what you think is personally best suited for you. That's just better. That's just amazing.
All over the globe, we can find multiple examples where students are stressed out because of intensive learning and exams they go through. But
Yeah.
in Norway, you'll rarely find any such student. Any guesses as to why?
Why?
Well, students here do not have homework. We're sure you all must be jealous after hearing that one.
What? This is blowing my mind. Norway doesn't have homework either? I hated homework. Assignments and work that you have to take home from school and do at home. and bring in the next day to get graded. Norway doesn't have that?
The schools in Norway strongly believe that the childhood days are some of the most valuable days in one's life, and the teachers at school encourage students to socialize, pursue sports, and have fun rather than boring them with loads of homework.
What? Is this true? This is like a paradise. This is this is like amazing. It's like people in Norway actually thought about what it would be like to be a kid, to be a student, and thought about what would be best for the students. Whereas America is just like, this is how it's always been. We're just going to do it this way. Oh my goodness.
They believe that this helps an overall development of the students as they spend more time outdoors after school and also improves their efficiency.
Yeah.
Even the methodology of teaching students is not tailored to prepare them for doing well in standardized tests, but to make them good citizens. Because, well, not all people need a good SAT score to become successful.
This is so important. This is just non-stop blowing my mind how smart Norway is. Everything it decides to do is better. I'm convinced. I'm totally convinced. Yeah, not every, but Norway understands that not every single individual is going to be a rocket scientist. Some might become a cook, some might be an artist, some might do other things. So it's better to accommodate that than to have this cookie cutter way like America, to have the same way to do everything, teach every kid, give them lots of homework, and stressed out. Yeah, Norway is better.
The university system.
Okay.
There are 23 listed universities in Norway, including both public and private, although the public universities do not charge tuition fees.
A public university. America has never heard of that concept. Americans wouldn't even know it. A public university? Free? Like public school? If that were an option in America, that would help so many people. Wow.
The private universities are allowed to do so. The universities here offer various courses for bachelor's and master's degrees. The bachelor's degree takes 3 years to complete, while master's will take 2 more, and for obtaining a PhD, an additional 3 years are needed.
So a bachelor's degree in America takes 4 years. But I really agree. A lot of Americans think 4 years is too long. It shouldn't take that long. So I think 3 is much better.
Most of the master's courses are designed in such a way that students get a hands-on experience by working in their respective fields through internships, making them more competitive in a professional environment.
Yeah, real world experience. A lot of time in American college, you have to go find an internship yourself outside of class and try to get real world experience. It's very tough. Norway just seems to be far more logical in the way it does everything.
Norway has signed the Bologna Process, which aims at making higher education in Europe more compatible. The Bologna Process includes the European Credit Transfer and Accumulation System that allows students with degrees from Norwegian universities to hold certification recognized by other countries worldwide.
Cool.
This provision helps students to take up jobs in other parts of the world, and that is one of the reasons for growing popularity of Norwegian universities amongst the international students.
Yeah. I'm not surprised Norway attracts so many international students. One reason is because it's incredible and just a great place to live, but also the education system is amazing, and it gives you all these opportunities internationally. So, wow.
Education opportunities for foreign nationals.
Okay.
Although Norway is a small country with a population of around 5 million people, today there are more than 15,000 international students in Norwegian universities.
Wow.
And 4 of the universities in Norway are listed in the QS World University Rankings 2019, with the University of Oslo in the capital city sitting in the 135th position worldwide.
I mean, that's pretty amazing out of the entire world. Norway is such a small country, yet the University of Oslo ranks 135 in the world. That's amazing.
For many of the outsiders, the extreme weather conditions in Norway could be a major hurdle in moving here for pursuing education.
Yeah.
But the presence of a warm Gulf Stream means the country is not as cold as one would imagine.
Oh?
The coastal part of the nation is relatively mild, and the average winter temperature rarely goes beneath -4 degrees Celsius.
That's a good tip. I didn't know that. The coast of Norway is more mild in temperature? That's a good tip.
Or 28.4 degrees Fahrenheit, which means you can comfortably move around in well-covered layers.
Huh.
In December 2018, Norway adopted dual citizenship and became the last nation in the Nordic region to make this amendment in its citizenship laws. Although this doesn't make it any easier to obtain citizenship for foreign nationals, it will definitely help people of Norwegian origins settled in other parts of the world to move home whenever they feel like it.
So it means Norwegian citizens can be a citizen of another country, but also maintain their Norwegian citizenship. So if they want to come home, they can come home and be a citizen. That's really cool.
And for any of you already planning to make a trip to this beautiful nation to learn more about their educational system,
I mean, look at this. I'm sorry, but look at this shot. It's freaking beautiful.
we suggest you have your own secured internet connection. That's why we recommend using a VPN. It's a
Oh, it's an ad. An ad for a VPN. Okay, I'm going to skip that. Okay. The future
of the digital revolution in the field of education was discussed at Norway Day of 2017 by the Norwegian Contact Office for Research, Innovation and Education in collaboration with the Norwegian mission to the EU.
I mean, I absolutely believe Norway is thinking about the future, because everything I've learned about it so far would suggest they heavily consider the future when making decisions. So, yes, I totally believe that.
During this event, the next framework for the Program for Research and Innovation was proposed to be submitted, which aims at developing a workforce that is digitally skilled and better prepared to cope with upcoming technological advancements. Information technology is already a part of their school curriculum, and the public schools teaching digital skills are being encouraged by providing perks like free laptops.
So smart. You know, I haven't been in American public school for a while now, but something tells me we're not integrating technology as quickly or as much as Norway. It's a very smart thing to do.
Conclusion. Education plays a very important role in creating successful professionals and responsible citizens. For any country, a well-educated young population is the building blocks of the nation's technological, economic, and overall development.
Exactly. That's why it's so infuriating for Americans to look at our education system and our government and just wonder, why aren't we putting more effort into American education, making it more accessible, more smart, like do things in a smarter way? Because that's the future. That's our future. That's our kids. That's our next big corporate owners, our next inventors, our next artists. But Norway seems to understand this, and that's probably why they've had so much success up until now.
Norway is thus leading by example, not just in Europe, but all over the world when it comes to government efforts in creating a promising future in the form of a well-educated youth.
Yep.
It may not be possible for all countries to replicate Norway's educational model.
No, but we're not even making the first step. America needs to start implementing some small changes to try to get there. Norway is constantly trying to adapt and evolve. That's one of the things I love about it.
Considering the unique factors of this country, like its size and affluence, but all other nations can definitely modify and try to implement a few things that could help to improve their educational system.
Yes.
Question. We know we have a large international audience, and we would love to know interesting facts about the education system in your country. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the current education system in your country? Let
Oh
us
my
know in the
gosh.
comments. The story continues on Instagram.
Okay. I think that's the end of the video. Oh, bonus?
Either by themselves or their schools after graduation. Bonus. All around the world, students have farewells, parties, and graduation trips organized either by themselves or their schools after graduation.
Okay.
But the graduation party in Norway is nothing like any other party around the world.
What?
In Norway, before
Oh!
the students write their final exams for graduating from middle school at the age of 15,
What?
they have a 3-week-long legal celebration ending on the 17th day of May, the National Day of Norway. Millions of dollars are spent every year by the students in these celebrations, and parties are organized all over the country.
What? It's like the Norwegian government understands, like, that kids need to be kids and need to celebrate and have fun and be human beings. It's like Norway understands the psychology and the logic of, like, their culture and society. It's just so smart. It's like exactly how you should do things. Wow.
We bet there's a few party lovers amongst you pretty excited to take up courses in Norway after learning this tidbit. Thank you for spending.
Wow, that was a fun fact. So that was by Alex.com. I liked that a lot. Man, this just kind of made me think about all the ways that America could be better. And seeing Norway so cleverly, so seamlessly integrate all of these really clever policies, these smart policies into their education, with how they teach, how they decide to administer exams and homework, allowing students to have more control over what they learn and the path they take towards college, or if they decide not to go to college. And the fact that the education is free, if you need it to be free, there's opportunities available. There's so much going on here in every aspect that just makes me shake my head and go, why can't America even be like this a little bit? Why can't we move towards that a little bit? Are we so stuck in our ways? I think for now we are. And if more people took an interest in Norway and the ways other countries did things, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to learn about the way Norway does things. I think Americans would be much better off if they were more open-minded and willing to learn about these other ways of doing things that have been really successful. Anyway, that's all I gotta say on the matter. It's really making me think. But I really enjoyed this. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway, Norwegian culture, things in Norway I've never seen, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thank you for watching, and see you next time.